And welcome to Yoga 101. Today we are going to focus on relieving low back pain. And what you're going to need is a yoga blanket, and or you can also use a towel from your home. And this blanket is about this long, and it's kind of just a thin yoga blanket, but like I said, a towel works as well. And also, if you have a yoga block, these are also great to have. Please grab one, and or maybe even a book or something that you could possibly use to support yourself with. So we're going to talk about some exercises and yoga poses today that actually is going to help relieve some low back pain. We tend to sit a lot during these days, and if we are able to kind of open up and relieve our lower back pain, it will make life a little bit easier. So the first pose we're going to do today is called supported bridge. You're going to either use a block, and or you can also use a blanket or a towel and kind of roll it up like this. Okay, so we are going to start on our backs, and we're just going to kind of roll down onto our back. And if you want, you can just kind of pull your knees in initially and maybe make some small circles to start. You don't have to have a yoga mat. You could do this on the carpet or any somewhat soft surface. Okay, so we're going to take the yoga block, and it's going to be the flat way. So this is the thin way, and we're going to place it on our low back area in a supported position, or you can also use the blanket. So I'm going to show you both ways. So first, the yoga block, you're going to pick your hips up, and you're going to place the block just right above your tailbone, okay? And your knees are going to be about hip bone width distance. And this is just going to allow the low back to release. So if you're experiencing low back pain throughout the day, it's always good to possibly take a break and just get a block, okay? And or a blanket or a towel that you can also wrap to give yourself a little bit of cushion. So you can also put that down, right? And simply pick your hips up and rest on the lower back. So this is supported bridge. We're just taking pressure off the lower back. And you can lay here from anywhere from maybe 2 to 3 minutes, okay? After that, you're going to remove the blanket and slowly draw the knees in and make some small circles. To get up from this position, what I want you to do is roll all the way over to one side, use your top arm, and push yourself up. You're going to then come up onto all fours, and we're going to do some cat-cow poses. So this is what it looks like from the side. You want the knees directly underneath your hips. You can either have your toes down or toes curled under, and your palms and wrists right underneath the shoulders. So this is what it looks like from the front. Okay, so you don't want your hands too wide. Okay, you don't want them too close, but just right underneath the shoulders. And the second thing you want to make sure is that you're not locking out your elbows. So keep those elbows nice and soft. Okay, I personally like to be just a smidge wider than my shoulders. We're going to do what we call cat-cow pose. So your elbows are soft, and you're going to claw the mat almost like a cat. And when you think about lengthening through the crown of your head and your tailbone, neutral spine is here. So we really want to avoid lifting the head and the neck. Okay, and this is again what it looks like from the front. So we don't want to lift the head and the neck. Okay? So we are just going to lubricate the spine. We're going to inhale, drop the belly, lengthen through the crown of your head. This is what we call cow pose. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, chin to chest. Good. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, tuck. Keep moving through that, and as you move through that, again, make sure that we're just lengthening through the crown of the head and just gently tucking the chin to the chest. Good. Let's do 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. 1 more. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Relax to neutral spine. So what neutral spine means is that I'm not rounding and I'm not completely arching, but I'm what we call neutral. And I want you to just hold in this position for a moment and feel how your low belly is engaged. And I almost feel like I'm drawing my hip points towards my belly button. The next pose we're going to do is called child's pose. We're going to bring the toes together and the knees wide, and we're going to sit our hips back towards our heels, and we're going to reach our fingertips forward and take a big long stretch. If this bothers your knees and you can't get your hips down to your heels, you can take your blanket or some type of towel and just place it maybe right on top of your calf muscle underneath the knee and sit back. If you don't have the flexibility to go all the way down, you can grab a block and place your forehead on the block like this. This will allow the low back to release and the knees to be wide. And then just sit here and take a few big deep breaths. This is what it looks like from the front. Your knees are wide, feet are together. Sit back, reach your fingertips forward, and place your forehead on your block. Good. When you're complete, bring your knees together and sit back on your heels and take a few big deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. So the yoga breath, we're just going to review this real quick. When we breathe in yoga, we want to inhale and expand the belly as though the rib cages are moving right to left. And then we want to exhale as though we're pulling the low belly in and we're emptying the lungs. The other way to think about the exhale is if I had a mirror and I was fogging the mirror. So it would look something like this. Inhale, expand. And then as you exhale, as though you're fogging a mirror. Let's do 3 rounds together. Inhale. Feel the lungs expand. Exhale. And you can slowly see how my ribs go out and in. Watch my hands. Inhale, expand the rib cage and the belly. And then exhale, empty. 2 more. Slowly inhale and exhale. 1 more. Inhale and exhale. Good. If you cannot sit on your knees, you can always find a comfortable position with your feet maybe and your legs crossed. You can sit in a chair, but you always want to be in a position that you can feel as though you can sit tall and stack your shoulders over your hips. Some don't have the flexibility to sit on their knees, which is fine. You can also sit on a block like this, right? And then the knees can somewhat fall underneath the hips, so I'm able to sit tall, okay? And again, you could do all of this in a chair as well, and it's very important to remember that when we are doing any breathing exercises or yoga breath, that we're able to lengthen tall through the crown of your head and sit with the shoulders stacked over your hips. Another way to sit on the knees is you can take, again, a block or a book, and you can take your blanket, right? And maybe put it on top of the block and or your book. And I'm going to bring my feet apart so that I can put maybe the block first, right? The long way. And then I'm just gonna simply put a blanket on top of it. And I want my feet to be somewhat snuggled into the blanket, and then I can sit back as well, okay? So a couple ways that you can sit and take some yoga breaths. So take some time out of your day to practice your yoga breathing to help calm yourself and become grounded throughout your workday. Thank you so much for visiting, and namaste.